everybody. I think we are live. Up until this minute, we were getting everything adjusted. So thank you so much for tuning in. Hello, April. So glad you're here to join us. So today we're going to be covering a hair tutorial on like old kind of dirty hair. So if you have second day, third day, fourth day, or beyond hair, I wanted to do a hairstyling tutorial with some braids that are going to work in tandem to nourish your hair as well as give some nice extra texture, body to that hairstyle. So we're really seeing a huge trend in really big, voluminous hair. And so I'm really excited to share with you how to achieve that in a couple different ways. And if there's a hairstyle that in particular you're really wanting to try, then let us know in the comments below. And also let us know any of your hair concerns and hair worries. We'd love to talk with you in real time and give you some feedback. So I decided here I want to multi-mask actually with age acceleration. This is going to be like our my main volumizer in my hairstyle tutorial today, as well as dual masking or triple masking, I should say. With thermal obsession, and for some extra shine, I'm going to use pollution salt as well. So very excited to begin the tutorial. I'm going to dampen my hair. I have about like third day old hair, so the roots are pretty greasy and all that fun stuff. So we really want to treat our hair, especially be very gentle. I'm going to wash it out tonight. So I wanted to do a very nice hairstyle, but also get some added benefits of hair treatment. And if you're not familiar with Save Me From, we utilize fenugreek, which is an Ayurvedic hair repair regimen that a lot of women in India have been using for centuries. And what's so great about fenugreek is that it is an ingredient that really works to restore and nourish not only the scalp, but also just damaged hair, and then adding in extra strength, some hydration, as well as shine, which all makes our hair a lot more manageable. And in a lot of these Ayurvedic beauty rituals, the women in India would grind up the fenugreek seed into a paste, and then when they would apply this to their hair, fenugreek has a mucilage that really works to coat and then go into any areas where the cuticle has cracked or there's any really area of depletion. Then it really works to coat that hair, add in some extra nourishment, some strength, as well as improving the texture of your hair, manageability as well. So over time, with consistent use of our hair treatments, which are 5 times more potent than if you were to use a fenugreek hair mask in itself, you will see these regenerative and reparative results. So excited to give you a little bit more background on our brand, as well as having this really amazing science behind our products. Our founder formulated all of these hair treatments with Fenigen. That's our patent pending eco encapsulation of fenugreek, as well as our Bond Reboot, which utilizes skin active ingredients such as caffeine to stimulate hair and energize the scalp, as well as creatine working to strengthen and improve damaged hair, as well as silkworm proteins, just infusing the hair with some extra protein. And so all of these are in every single one of our hair treatments. So I'm really excited for you to see and witness a hairstyle firsthand and how that is going to work not only as a styling treatment, but also as a regenerative hair repair treatment for that damage. Thank you, April. I'm about to make this third day hair look amazing. Comment below if you're tuning in and where you're tuning in from. I would love to hear. See, we've got quite a few of you guys tuning in, which is so exciting. So I just wanted to say that I dampened my hair just a little bit, and I probably will add in a little bit more. So in that way, the hair follicle and cuticle are open, and then they're able to absorb and penetrate all of the nourishing ingredients that are going to not only be our styling product, but also treatment for damaged hair. I have really chemically damaged brittle hair that's really prone to a lot of breakage and dryness as well. And so that is actually why I will be using Thermal Obsession to work as a moisturizing leave-in mask. This is really one of our most nourishing treatments to restore any extra hydration into your hair. So I'm going to start here with age acceleration. This is going to be my volumizing treatment, and I'm going to concentrate most of that product in the roots. And this really works to soften any of that unmanageable kind of wiry hair you might be experiencing, especially as we are getting older. And so I'm just going to do like a single pump here. And I advise that if you are going to use a pump, use that per section of your hair. I section my hair out usually in about 4 separate sections. And so I'm just going to concentrate this into the roots of the hair and primarily focusing most of that product towards the back of the hair and then just lightly touching towards the front, where you're going to see where that hair is going to be more exposed and visible. So I'm just going to rub this in between both of my fingertips like so. And then I'm actually going to just kind of start to apply this strictly to the roots. I will show you the sectioning technique with thermal here in just a moment. So in that way, I'm just adding in the volumizing treatment to the roots, just so that the roots end up having a little bit more body, shine, and hydration. And the scalp is really important to focus on because that is where our hair grows, and the more nourished and stimulated our scalp is, then the more of an optimal area for hair to grow out of. So I'm just going to add a little bit more, just kind of coating that in towards the middle sections of hair. And try to be really gentle. I'm probably going a little bit more rough than I think you typically would on this. And then I'm going to brush this through. Yes, Steve, you don't only have to use this in the shower. And actually, I'm glad that you asked. Our products do not replace your shampoo and conditioner. They are actually being part of your hair regimen after. So we actually want to be making sure that we're using these hair treatments after you've shampooed and you've conditioned your hair. You can use it as a substitute for a conditioner, but I highly recommend to see the most beneficial properties of the hair treatments is to use them as a leave-in or even an overnight treatment, because these ingredients will then have a little bit more time to absorb into your hair. So I'm very glad you asked that. So use on, you can use it on dirty hair like I am doing here on myself. Just make sure that you're dampening your hair to open up the hair cuticle so that you're able to have better absorption of all of these active ingredients that are going to work to restore the hair cuticle from the inside out. So here I'm just going to dampen just a little bit more. I don't want my hair to be fully saturated, but a good, just kind of nice dampness and extra hydration for then these products to really seal it in. So I'm going to just section my hair in another quadrant. So you just take it from the ear down. So here, like so. Alrighty, and smooth out the hair. And then I will begin dual masking here with Thermal Obsession as well as Pollution Assault. Thermal Obsession is going to work on the dry, kind of malnourished kind of parts of my hair. I really like this as it's really a nourishing, but also very emollient mask that's going to not only protect your hair against heat, so it's a really great leave-in heat protectant and styling treatment for your hair, but it's also going to combat frizz as well. So say if you're going to be using heat or a straightener on your hair and you really want that hairstyle to be locked into place, I highly recommend not only to use this as your heat protectant, but it also really works as a leave-in to combat any frizz for a prolonged amount of time. So here I have used about 1 pump, and I recommend about a pump per section of your hair depending on the thickness of your hair. And I start working the product from the ends to the mid shaft and then start to kind of touch the roots in after I have majority of that product already distributed through the ends of the hair. Here we go. I'll show you how much product that is. And I just like to run this in between both of my fingertips. As you can tell. Hi, Diana. Thank you for joining the live stream today. I'm so excited for you to be here. Alrighty, so here I've got the pump of product distributed through the ends of the hair, and then I'll take just the little bit remaining. And when your hair is sectioned out, it's really easy to just touch the roots with that product. Diana, I have super thin hair. Is 1 pump good enough for the whole head? I would say if your hair is a little bit on the thinner side, you might want to use just 1 pump for not just each section like I have with my own hair. I actually would recommend just adjusting the amount of product based on really what you feel like you need. So starting with just that little bit, you can even start with just like a half of a pump. So instead of going all the way down, just going just a little bit here. And then this is probably certainly enough for half of your hair. If you divide it into sections like I've done here, I've divided my hair into 4 sections. And I'd say that that half pump is a really good amount for my own thicker hair. And you're actually being a little bit more conservative of the product. So I really would say with your hair being thinner, you really want to start off with less rather than more. And then if you feel like you really need that extra product, just kind of slowly work that in because it's really easy, especially on finer hair, to use too much product. But what's so great about this particular hairstyle today is that we're going to be letting that sit into the hair and absorb. But certainly if you're going to be using it as a styling treatment, you definitely want to use less because it can, it definitely can make your hair a little bit more weighed down, but it will absorb into your hair, especially with a lot of the active ingredients within all of the Save Me From treatments. So that's a really great question. Okay, so now that I've gotten all of these strands coated, I am just going to quickly brush through the hair, trying to target a lot of that product just through the mid shaft to the ends to really smooth the hair cuticle down, buffer it against any frizz with the hyaluronic acid. Alrighty, and so I mentioned that I wanted to multi-mask with, not only did I use age acceleration here in the roots, thermal towards the ends, I'm also just going to use a little bit of pollution assault for extra shine and protection against any free radicals. So here I just did 1 pump, and I'm going to just do 1 pump per these 2 sections of my hair. So starting from the ends down, and this smells so amazing. It reminds me of going to the beach, and especially too, when we're going into the fall and winter months, this certainly is just such a breath of fresh air. And quite literally, since this product does work towards pollutant damage, free radical damage that you might be experiencing if you live in the city, we certainly want to be protecting our hair against these harsh pollutants, smoke, dust, fog. Alrighty, so Now I have 3 treatments in my hair: age acceleration at the roots, thermal obsession on the ends. Okay. Alrighty, so I'm just working off of the camera for my mirror. So I'm going to do 2 braids in my hair. And if you guys have a preference on the type of braids that you'd like to see in future live streams, if you really like braids, there's certainly a beautiful style that not only really work to keep your hair really cute when you're working on these amazing regenerative hair treatments, but also help just kind of keep in all of that moisture into place. Steve, pollution assault makes my wife's hair beautifully wavy. Oh, that's so great to hear. Yes, I certainly recommend pollution assault as a beach wave styler. I think it is so, not only does it have just such a very pleasant smell, but it's so lightweight. It really adds that nice shine, bounce to the hair, softness to the hair, because we see a lot of sea salt sprays being a really popular beachy wave styler, but they can really deplete your hair and dry it out. And so the fact that we have all of our hair treatments are free of silicone, so they're not coating your hair and making your hair susceptible to damage or even having that coating of silicones as well. Okay, so I'm going to begin braiding the hair, and you can start with how small or big of a section you would like. And since I have just pretty damp hair, I'm going to be kind of combing through the hair just so it's really smooth as well. And so you can do either a Dutch style braid or a French style braid. So the French goes above each middle section so that the hair kind of lies a little bit more flat, but for extra volume in today's tutorial, I'm actually going to be doing the Dutch style braid, French braid. So I'm going to take each and every section of the hair, place that underneath the middle section. Okay, 1 second here. I don't want my hair to break. Got tangled there. Making sure that we're really gentle when we're combing our hair. Okay, this is way better than dry shampoo for my hair. Felt thicker too, so that her curls had lift and separation. Oh my gosh, that's so great to hear. Especially too, whenever you're wanting to use dry shampoo, all of that can have some serious product buildup. So I'm really glad that you brought in the point about dry shampoos, because that can actually really kind of weigh down your hair, especially over prolonged use of time. And so I highly recommend just finding different ways of getting creative with that second, third day hair, as we, do want to prolong our washes, but not so long where it actually causes some buildup of oil on the scalp. And so here you'll see I've just started this braid. I will start to make it a little bit more voluminous here in just a moment. Just doing this, you can really tell how much volume and thickness I'm getting in the hair just by spreading out some of these sections of hair a little bit more, so that hairstyle has kind of that messy look. And it doesn't have to be perfectly smooth since we are spreading it apart, and the messy braided hairstyles are really on trend right now. Holly says pollution assault is a great detangler. It also calms her very curly curls. That is super great to hear. At least just kind of softens them, gives them a little bit more bounce as well. It's just some extra volume. With that curly hair, it can certainly get unmanageable, frizzy at times, especially when you're out in moisture and humidity for a prolonged period of time. So here, as you can tell, and if you guys want more of a step-by-step tutorial on braiding, I'd be happy to share that with you in another tutorial or on the next side of the hair. But as you can tell, the hair is very shiny. It still needs to dry a little bit, but this is a way of being able to get beyond some of that heat styling that you might be, your hair might be suffering from, and just using this as a extra leave-in treatment that is going to repair and rejuvenate our hair. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to start on this next side here as well. Just starting here with 3 sections, as well as just kind of combing through each and every section of hair, saturating the products on every strand. And then we're going to take just a little another section. Yes, and I agree that pollution salt is a really great detangling treatment. Not only does it really add in that shine, but just that softness, especially like if your hair has been kind of exposed to those pollutants, it's going to be a little bit more susceptible to that breakage. And especially too, when we're really trying to maximize our hair and just keep the volume and density as well. A lot of people don't really realize that that breakage over time is going to affect the density of their hair. So these all have detrimental impacts when it comes to just the amount of volume that you're looking for. And especially as we age, we start to get less hair density as well. We get to see some hair thinning as well. All those fun things. But yes, thank you. Let's see. So Ashley, I love how easy pollution salt is to work with her hair. Oh my gosh, that's so great. Diana, an awesome detangler for her as well. Yes, I would love to share a photo of how my hair looks after it dries like this. It is certainly one of my favorite ways of being able to not do any heat styling, but also get some nice curls from as well. So here you will see, this one's maybe not as pretty as my left side, but here you'll just see that I'm just kind of pulling out some of those pieces of hair, and especially having just the 2 French braids divided in the hair is going to just add some extra nice tight curls for tomorrow. So then I can actually wear the 3rd day hair for another day and it be healthy and shiny and rejuvenated. So I'd be happy to share with you that on our stories. Okay, so there you have it. This is a hairstyle that I accomplished in less than 30 minutes. I certainly am excited to show you how the hair looks tomorrow, especially with just these 2 volumizing braids that you can see here. Just add a little bit of extra body to the braided hairstyle. And I'm just pulling out quite a lot of pieces here, but I think kind of having the messy undone kind of braided hairstyle is really trendy right now. And especially having really thick and full hair in the braid, because sometimes when we have thinner hair and we braid our hair, it looks like a little bit thinner. So I think that this will actually be really great, especially if you have thinner hair. Consider using age acceleration as that treatment throughout the hair, because my hair is a little bit more thicker and coarse, so I don't really need the whole thickening of age acceleration, but I really need the moisturizing of thermal obsession. So thank you so much for tuning into this live stream tutorial. I'm going to gear up for our next live stream in 3 minutes on Facebook. So I will find you there. If you would like to tune into that live stream, just go over to our Facebook page, or actually in the search Save Me From, and the video should show up in that search. So great. So I'm so glad that you found the tutorial useful. If you have any suggestions on future hairstyles you'd like to see on YouTube, YouTube is our place for any of those hairstyles. So I'd love to get some of the feedback and create a hairstyle that you can utilize with Save Me From Leave-In Hair Repair Treatments. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you on Facebook. Bye.